flat out fraud. They've admitted that it's fraud because they've had to retract the studies. So we don't have to belabor the point, but having to retract a study from the Lancet is like a once-in-a-generation event.
Wow.
It cannot happen by accident. There are multiple layers of checks and balances in such a publication. It was clearly done on purpose. I don't know if Dr. Tadar wants to talk more about that or if we'll just move on, but it's well documented. The second level of corruption was the media who ran with this story.
Yeah.
Now, how do we know they're corrupt and not just reporting the news? Well, because when it all got retracted, that story was buried.
That's right.
Okay, so a lot of policy decisions were made based on hydroxychloroquine getting these negative headlines. The WHO stopped trials worldwide. The European Union trashed it. The headlines about the president, you might remember, like snake oil and he's peddling, garbage.
Yeah.
That was all from these fake studies. So the media was very complicit in this as well. The level of, I don't know if corruption is the right word, but the level of governmental interference based on this was enormous. I myself got a letter from the governor, as did every physician in California and many other states, saying that if I prescribed hydroxychloroquine to COVID patients, that could be considered a direct threat, that could be considered unprofessional conduct, which is a direct threat on my license and my ability to support myself and my kids. That literally is a letter that they sent on April 3rd, 2020 to all 1 million licensed physicians and practitioners in California. And this was in most states, some variation of this. And I said to my peers, has this ever happened before? Why are you not noticing how crazy it is that the governor is telling us what to do on this micro level? On this micro level. And at the same time, they're saying you can't prescribe hydroxychloroquine because it's so bad, but only for COVID. You could prescribe it for lupus, and you could prescribe it for malaria and prophylactic, and you could prescribe it for rheumatoid arthritis. You just can't prescribe it for COVID. And I'm saying that my peers, and I like blame my physician peers, where is their thought? I had to start with all of this. Oh, I'm sorry. Since that time, there's been 195 studies that have shown hydroxychloroquine works for hydroxychloroquine. The reason we got deplatformed is for saying hydroxychloroquine works. Well, it works. I don't know what else to call it. If you give somebody medicine and they were sick and then they're not sick, I would call that it works.